Hey there everyone, my name is Daniela de los Santos and welcome to my channel. So for today's vlog, we have an interesting lesson to dive into, which is the hypothesis testing. Whether you're a student, a researcher, or just a curious mind, understanding hypothesis testing is crucial. So what are you waiting for? Let the journey begin. So to begin our journey, let's first identify what hypothesis is. So hypothesis is a proposition that is consistent with known data but has been neither verified nor shown to be false. This is an assumption or conjecture about a population parameter which may or may not be true. While hypothesis testing means that it is a decision-making process for evaluating claims about population. It is basically testing an assumption that we can make about a population. And now, after understanding what hypothesis is, let's now proceed to the two types of hypothesis, which are the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis. So the null hypothesis means that it shows that there is no difference between the two population means or parameter, while alternative hypothesis shows that there is a difference between the two population means or the parameter. Now, after we understand about the two different types of hypothesis, let's now proceed to the one-tailed test versus two-tailed test. So the one-tailed test versus two-tailed test is connected to the decision rule. So two-tailed test is equal and usually tests in both tails, while the one-tailed test tests in just one tail, like left-tailed or in the right-tailed. So this is the decision rule, and as we can see, the green part here is the acceptance region while the red is the rejection region. So in this first picture, we can see that it has a double red, which simply means that it is a two-tailed test, while on this one it is a one-tailed test, which is specifically on the right-tailed. And now, after we understand what hypothesis is, what its two type, all about the one-tailed, two-tailed, and the decision rule, let's now have one example. So, the example is, a company claims that their new marketing campaign has increased the average customer spending in their stores by $80. To test this claim, a random sample of 36 customers was selected, and their spending amounts were recorded. The sample mean spending was $75, while the company's historical data suggests that the population standard deviation of customer spending is $20. Test the company's claim at a significance level of 5%. So that's the example that we are going to solve. And now this is the solution. The step 1 is to identify the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis. So as we can see, the claim in this example is that it claims that the company's new marketing campaign has increased the average customer spending in their sales by in their stores, by $80. Therefore, the alternative hypothesis is population mean is greater than $80, while the null hypothesis is population mean less than or equal to $80. And now, after we identify the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis, let's now proceed to the step 2, which is to identify which test are we going to use, either the t-test or the z-test. And now, as we can see from the problem, the significance level or the alpha level is 5%, which is equivalent to 0.05. So as we can see, we have a standard deviation in the example. So we are going to use the z-test since the standard deviation is known. So now use the z-test. As you can see, this is the z-test table, and it is a mix of t-test and z-test table. The alpha level is 0.05, so we are going to align this here, and this one here, since the tailed is a one-tailed, so after we lined it here and then here, let's see where it meets or it ends up with, or it crosses. And as we can see, it crosses in 1.645. Therefore, the critical value is 1.645. And this is the picture or what it looks like when about the rejection region and the acceptance region. So this one here is the rejection region, while this one here is the acceptance region. And now let's proceed to the step 3, which is to identify the given. So the given is the population mean, which is equivalent to $80. Next is the sample mean, which is equivalent to $75. The standard deviation, which is equivalent to $20. The sample size, which is 36, and the significance level, which is 0.05. And now, after we identify the given numbers, let's now proceed to the step 4 and start on solving. So this is the formula that we are going to use, which is sample mean minus the population mean over the standard deviation over the square root of the sample size. So we are going to put the numbers in it, which is 75 minus 80 over 20 over square root of 36. So the square root of 36 is 6, so we are going to put this here. And then this whole equation here, we are going to solve it using our scientific calculator. And here. So the final answer is negative 1.5. Therefore, the z critical value or the z computed value is negative 1.5. And now after we know the critical value and the z computed value, we are now going to proceed on the step 5. So this one here in this picture, this one on the left side is the z computed value, which is the negative 1.5. And as we can see, the z computed value lies on the acceptance region. Therefore, we shall accept the null hypothesis. Since the absolute value of the z computed value is negative 1.5 and it lies within the non-rejection region, therefore we shall accept the null hypothesis and reject the alternative hypothesis. And now let's proceed to the step 6, which is our decision. And our decision is that therefore there's no enough evidence to support the claim of the company that their new marketing campaign has increased the average customer spending in their stores by $80. And that's the answer of the question. And that's how to solve or to test the hypothesis. And that's how this video will end. Thank you for watching, and a warm thank to those people who finished this video. Don't forget to like the button and to subscribe and share this video. That's all. Thank you.